In the final chaotic days of World War II, two flashes of light changed our world forever. Today, we're going to dive into the story of the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, how they happened, why they happened, and how they kicked off the nuclear age. Okay, so picture this. It's 1945. The Second World War is grinding to a halt. But in the Pacific, a final, absolutely brutal chapter is still playing out. And there's a weapon of unimaginable power, just waiting to be used for the very first time. So you have to ask, why? Why was this terrifying new weapon even on the table? Well, to get that, you have to understand the situation at the time. It all came down to what was called the Pacific Stalemate. See, while the war was over in Europe, victory had been declared. The Pacific was a whole different story. The United States was still tangled up in this incredibly bloody fight with Japan, and Japan, well, they were showing absolutely no signs of surrendering.
And this was the grim mouth facing American military planners. They knew that Japanese forces would fight to the last man. A conventional land invasion of Japan? It was projected to be a complete and utter bloodbath. We're talking estimates of American casualties in the hundreds of thousands. They desperately needed a different, faster way to end the war.
And as it turns out, they'd been working on exactly that. A secret project, years in the making, was about to create a weapon that would change the rules of war itself. This was the Manhattan Project. I mean, think about it. A massive, top-secret research effort with just one world-changing goal: build the first atomic bomb. After years of work, the weapon was finally ready. The United States decided to use this new bomb to try and force a quick surrender. The first target chosen was Hiroshima, a major Japanese city. And the bomb itself, it was given this strangely simple name: Little Boy.
This was the delivery system, an American B-29 bomber named the Enola Gay. Its crew had the job of carrying a single bomb on a mission that would alter the course of human history.
And this is the moment it all changed. On the morning of August 6, 1945, at exactly 8:15, the bomb was released from the Enola Gay, and it began its fall toward the city below. What happened next was something the world had never, ever seen. The source material puts it pretty starkly. The temperature of the blast reached levels near the surface of the sun. It was like bringing a small piece of a star down to Earth. The devastation was immediate. It was total. In just a few seconds, a huge part of the city was just gone, vaporized. Tens of thousands of people were killed in an instant. And for those who somehow survived that blast, a new kind of horror was just beginning. Horrific injuries and a strange, deadly illness we'd later come to know as radiation sickness. Now, you would think an event like that would stop the war right in its tracks. But it didn't. 3 days went by, and Japan still hadn't surrendered. And this is what led to the final act of the war. The American response was fast. Just 3 days after Little Boy hit Hiroshima, a second bomber dropped another, even more powerful bomb, nicknamed Fat Man, on the city of Nagasaki. That second attack was the tipping point. Faced with the threat of even more of these attacks, Japan knew it couldn't go on. Just 6 days after Nagasaki, on August 15th, the emperor announced Japan's official surrender. World War II was finally over. But the end of the war really just marked the beginning of something else, a new and deeply controversial era. You know, those mushroom clouds cast a long, permanent shadow over the future of all of us. And the debate about this started almost immediately, and it still goes on today. On one side, you have the justification that the bombs ended the war fast, they prevented that bloody land invasion, and in doing so, they actually saved more lives than they cost. But on the other side is the condemnation that this was a horrific, unnecessary, and devastating attack on civilians. And while that moral debate will probably go on forever, one thing is just not up for debate. With those explosions over Hiroshima and Nagasaki, humanity had officially and irreversibly entered the nuclear age. Which leaves us with this massive question, doesn't it? It's a question that has really defined the world for more than 75 years, and it's one we all should think about. Now that we have this incredible, destructive power, have we actually learned how to control it?